magnificent. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on this happy Monday. I hope that you're feeling good. I hope specifically that you're saying nothing but good things about yourself, to yourself, and that you're feeling good on this magnificent Monday. Without further ado, I am Coach Cook. I am your trusted name in life coaching. And today we are going to talk about love. Yeah, because so often people want to fall in love, so many want to be in love, and so many want to be loved, but they don't know the real difference between the two. Most importantly, you have people, they want to fall in love. What does that look like? What does that look like? When people often want to fall in love, Sophia, that means that they want to be in love so bad, it comes from a level of desperation. Falling in love means that you notice this person for the first time, and now all of a sudden you become head over heels for them. And so it locks a part of you, unlocks a part of you that has been held hostage for so long. And so now you have dreams of being with this person. You have butterflies of being with this person. And you're feeling good about this person, but it's only for the moment. It's like you're in your dream moment without a GPS. Falling in love is just temporary. It's something that you fell into because now all of a sudden you fell into a position, you fell into a mindset, you fell out of a trance. I mean, or you fell into a trance that if you're not careful, you can end up getting and falling in love with somebody, marrying somebody, being in a whole relationship. And the minute that you feel indifferent towards this person, the minute that things fall apart, the same way you fell in love with them is the same way you can fall out of love with them. I am telling you, I don't want nobody to fall in love with me. No, no. You don't want anybody to fall in love with you because falling in love with you is merely just for a moment. Yeah, they just feeling good right there. Some people out here, some people out here, they want to be in love so bad. They want to be in love so bad, and you could be their first candidate. Yeah, they want to be in love so bad that they become so desperate that what they think is love is actually lust. So they're really they could be lusting after you. What they really think is love can be infatuation. Because some people can be addicted to a right now love. Good God Almighty. What does that mean, a right now love? Some people can be so addicted to thinking that it's love for just love bombing, because there is a such thing as having an addiction of love bombing people. They want to go ahead and take you out. They want to go ahead and wine and dine you to make themselves feel better. They love bomb you. Now keep in mind, falling in love is only temporary. Yeah, it's but the minute that you make them feel invisible, which once was what they fell into, they will quickly fall out of. Falling in love has to be tested. Yeah, all love has to be tested. How do I test it? Yeah, how do I test it, Cook? Love, you have to test it with your boundaries. Yeah, you don't shake. Whenever somebody comes to you and they say to you, "I'm in love with you." Yeah, how you falling? How you in love with me that fast? You just met me. How is it that you love me that fast when you just met me? Your boundaries don't fall simply because somebody told you that they're in love with you. I had this discussion the other day, and we were talking about love. And love in 2025 doesn't have the same meaning that it did, the way that people used it back in 2000 and back in 2000. It doesn't have the same meaning that people used it back in 1970. It doesn't have the same meaning. Why? Because the way that people are using love in 2025, listen to me carefully. A man would tell a woman that he loves her to get her body. A woman would tell a man that she loves him to keep her body. It's weaponized. Love has become a weapon. And if you allow somebody to act as if they fell in love with you, they're actually weaponizing the moment and making themselves feel good. It's like a tranquilizer. It's like one of those hallucination. My mother had gotten to an accident. My mother had gotten to an accident. The first thing that they gave her is all of these different medicines that gave her a high only for the moment, only to settle the moment. There are people out here now. They ain't been in a relationship for 5 years. They ain't been in a relationship for 10 years. And you walk in the door and they see, and they've been hanging out with all of their married girlfriends, and they've been hanging out with all of their buddies who are married. And so now they feel out of place. And here you come, you're prancing around. And they see you. And they fell in love with you without even getting to know your last name. We have to be careful of the love monsters. Yeah, the people that intend to fall in love with you. That's number one. The second thing is being in love. Being in love. I wrote down some notes. Being in love is something that happens. It's not something that's forced. It's something that happens. It's when you connect. It's when you're so connected that it feels warm, it's calm, it's that moment where you feel safe. That's what being in love. It's a difference. There's a difference between falling in love and being in love. It's when a person taps into your peace, but at the same time, that you trust them with your peace, that they won't mismanage your peace. The problem that most people have in being in love is that they get too comfortable with your love. Let me say that again. The problem that most people have with being in love, it works both ways. One person gets too comfortable with your love, and you get too comfortable sharing your love. I just said something. Yeah, you begin to think that this person, I'll do anything this person wants because I love them. So whatever they want, I'm gonna do. That's not being in love. Being in love says that I am willing to sacrifice whatever, as long as it doesn't take me out of my character and puts me into being a character. It's a difference. Your character is what you're born with. A character is something that you try to be. Yeah. Love is not a performance. Let me give it to you again. Your character is what you were born with. It's something that you live in every day. I want to go a little deep with this because I don't want, yeah, your character is something that you're born with. It's something that you live with every day. It's developed. It's something developed through your history, through your experiences, through your downs, your lows, your highs. When you're on it's your character. That's a character. Being a character, being a character is Spider-Man. Being a character is Wonder Woman. Being a character is when you are trying to be Hulk. That's being a character. And love should never transform you from your character to being a character. If you're going to be in love, that means that you're being in love, but you're being in love because your character wants to. Your character wants to. Your spirit connects with their spirit. Not just your finances connect with their finances, not just because they got a good government job, not because because they can articulate well, not because they're pretty, not because they're handsome. It's because there's a connection there. And you should never give all of your love to one person. You heard what I said. Write that down. Never give all of your love to one person. Because being in love, listen to what I'm saying, you can't be too in love with the person. Listen to me. I need y'all to get this. Too in love with the person that's too flawed. Your first love has to be to God. Because people will fail you. But God never fails you. I got to go deep with this. I got to go deep. Yeah. When love is not a feeling, Cook, how do I know I'm in love? It's not a feeling. Love is when you have a purpose, listen to me, together. You can't love me today and not love me tomorrow. It don't work like that. Love is not a feeling. I got to get that. People out here, I feel like I love you. I'm so in love with you. Love is not a feeling. Don't tell me you love me 1,000,000 times because I won't believe you. Yeah. Don't tell me you love me 1,000,000 times because I won't believe you until it's time. Love is an action with sacrifice, but it's revealed in sacrifice. Let me give it to you again. So we talked about falling in love, and we came to the conclusion that you don't want anybody to fall in love with you. And you don't fall in love with that person because falling in love is temporary. Falling in love is a hallucination. Falling in love is based off of mere imagery. A person only sees what they want for the moment. We're talking about being in love. And we talked about being in love. And the one thing that we discovered is that when being in love means that there's a purpose. There's an agenda. And the agenda is God, to serve God to the best of our ability. And we talked about the difference between character and being a character. Right. The next thing that and I'm gonna go a little bit deep. Let me stay right here. Let me just stay right here for a minute because people don't understand. Most men Most men had never been in love. So we wonder, so we wonder why. Most women don't know how to love. Let me say that again. Most men have never been in love, and most men don't know how to be loved. I want to give you that. Most men have never been loved. You hear from me, you can't Google this. And they've never been in love. So they can't be in something that they don't know what it feels like. And most women have never loved a man fully because he won't allow them to. I want to go there. I want to talk about it. We talking about being in love, so I might as well go deep. And the problem that we have in society, the problem that we have in society is that we have a whole bunch of people not knowing what love looks like, not knowing what love feels. But you have a whole bunch of people talking about they're in love. You have a whole bunch of men running from relationships. I got to go deep for a minute. You have a whole bunch of men running from relationships because they have been disrespected in time and past. They've been pressured. They've been hurt. They've been used. They've been misled. You have a whole bunch of women that have been cheated on. Their hearts have been mismanaged. Their loyalty has been used. Thus, you have two people that never ever worked on themselves. Neither one of them don't know who they really are. I want to go deep for a minute. Can I go there? I want to go deep. So here you have a man who wants to act in his masculinity, but act in his feminine, act in his mother side. He wants to be masculine, but at times he wants to act in his soft side, because men do have a soft era, but he can't find anybody who allows him to go there. You're talking to one. So I know this. You have a woman who wants to show this man love, but because she's been in so many other relationships that where men have misused her, and because she's heard all of these stories from her good girlfriends, that she is not vulnerable enough. And I am saying to you in 2025 that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to love. It's okay to trust again. But there has to be some stipulations behind it. I'm talking to all the men that's here on my other platforms. I'm talking to all the men. I'm talking to all the men. You don't always have to be masculine. You don't always have to be tough. Because there is some woman out here that would allow you to be Clark Kent. There's a woman out here that would allow you to be Clark Kent. Don't stop looking. I'm talking to all the women. There's some men out here that will allow you to be that. However, I got to be all the women. Baby, you got to stop trying to prove yourself. We're talking about being in love, and I'm teaching you how to get there. Baby, you got to stop trying to prove yourself. And I'll get to the men. Because so many women, they're out here and they're trying to prove who they are. And it stops now. I want to talk to your spirit for a minute. because you women are out here so busy trying to prove their worth. They're so busy. And you no longer have to prove your worth. You are who you are, and you ain't what you ain't. You trying to prove that you can cook. You can trying to prove that you're wife material. You're trying to prove that you are a woman of God. You're trying to prove that you can hustle. You can try to prove that you got a good. You're trying to prove that you're it. All for somebody who ain't worth it. This stops now. No more trying to prove who you are. When God created Adam and Eve, he created the man first. Then he created Eve. So the foundation was with the man. The woman didn't have to prove who she was. God, when God got mad, he came at Adam. He didn't come at her. I am saying to you, baby, no more proving. No more trying to prove your loyalty. It's either you have it or you're not, or you don't. It's either you are loyal or you're not. It's either you are a woman of God or you're not. Because I got to tell you something as a man. I want to give you this. I got to tell you this, and I want you to understand. And as a man, what are the greatest misperceptions that women have is that if I show him this, then he'll marry me or he'll want to be with me. But if you're acting out of character, listen to me. I'm going to tell you the quickest way for a man to disregard you is when you try to prove to him so much who you are, and then later on down the road you can't perform what you've been performing to get him. You did everything to get him, but now you ain't do everything to keep him. That's when the cheating starts. I mean, that's when the disrespect starts. That's when he pays you less attention, and that's when he treats you like that. I want to give it to you. That's why I'm telling you, you have to be who you are. No more pretending. No more making stuff up. No more going out your way like that. If you feel led to do it, then do it. If you don't feel led to do it, and if he don't like it, then there's somebody out here that would love to have it. To my men, man, listen, it's nothing wrong with being loved. Nothing wrong with being loved. But you have to let it, you have to be vulnerable to it. I get it. If she doesn't respect you, because the thing about men, we don't want pressure. We don't want y'all pressuring us. We want to feel like a man, but we also want peace. We don't want to be bothered sometimes. We don't want, so we can be a leader, but we can be a quiet leader. You don't have to emasculate us. You ain't got to emasculate us to try to get what you want. I never forget. Troy, I never forget. You got to get this. I was out on a date, right? And I told this before. I was out on this one date, and so it was me and the person's first date. So we go to the market. I know it was a 7-Eleven. So we stopped at the 7-Eleven because she wanted some water. So I stopped at the 7-Eleven, and she went in with me. Right, so we get out the water. So she stepped outside of the store while I was paying for everything. Right, a guy was standing out there, and he said something to her that was out of the way. He said something to her, according to her, that was out of the way. Something about you look sexy in those jeans, or something to that degree. When I came out, she tried to get me to fight the guy. She tried to get me to fight the guy based off of what the comments he said. You ain't gonna say nothing? What, you scared? You ain't gonna say nothing. What, you scared? He ain't do nothing. He just said a few words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words were, he didn't do anything. But she tried to belittle me, and it was a trigger. And I am saying to all of the men, when you meet somebody, I get it. Today, you meet somebody and they want to belittle you and they want to disrespect you. That's not the one for you. And ladies, I am telling you, you have to let him be himself. And it's okay. Man, it's okay to be vulnerable, but it's okay to be vulnerable to the right one. When you meet her, if she doesn't respect you, when you meet her and she's always asking you for stuff, when you meet her and she doesn't show any kind of respect, yeah. And if you meet her and she tell you that her best friend is a male, hey, when she tell you if her best friend is a male and she tell you or her ex-boyfriend is her best friend, baby, run. Baby, we don't want no smoke. Well, hey, baby, we don't want no smoke. Listen, listen to me. I'm telling you straight up. We went over falling in love. We went over being in love. You have to understand that love doesn't babysit. It builds. Love doesn't babysit. It builds you. So if you love me, you'll when I tell you my vision, you'll help me build it. If you love me, when I tell you what I'm going through, you'll help me through it. You'll be a listening ear. If you love me, you'll help me not only build financially, but you'll help me build emotionally. You'll build my character. You'll build me emotionally. You'll build my spirit. And sometimes in building, all you have to do is just sit there and listen. Love does not babysit. It doesn't babysit. It helps you build. So we talked about falling in love. We talked about being in love. Now, we got to talk about being loved. I need y'all to put this in the chat for me. We talked about falling in love, of which we don't want to fall in love. We talked about being in love, of which we do want to be in love. Now let's talk about being loved. Yeah, being loved. Being in love is when when you're able to expose your inner being. Is when you're able to be vulnerable enough, but not exploited. Yeah. Being loved is when you find that right person and they can love you beyond your flaws, beyond your faults. But the problem that most people have, listen to me, is that being loved, it takes a level of strength. It takes a level of strength. Can I trust this person with my secrets? When I meet this person, can I trust this person with my history? Can I trust this person with where I've been? Can I make a recommendation to you? We don't tell all of our secrets because there's some things that no matter how much in love with you, it doesn't matter. So why should you bring it up? Most people, they misinterpret love. They misinterpret love and thinking that they have to tell their past. I want you to write this down. This is Coach Cook's Axiom 220. Your past is in your past. They don't need to know your past. They don't need to know that. There are some things that's just off limits. Yeah, if you were, some things happen in school that's connected to your right now, if you were bullied in your past, if you went through some trauma in your past and it's a trigger for your right now, yeah, they need to know that so that they can protect it. If somebody dogged you or whatever the case may be, yeah, they need to know that so that they can protect it. However, they don't need to know your body count, baby. Baby, since when does that become? They don't need to know your body count, baby. Like why we gotta go there, baby? Does that matter? Does that make you love me any differently, baby? What happened with my relationship back in 1995? What does that matter? How does that affect my relationship now? No, everybody does not need to know your past. I never forget. I told y'all this before, and I'm ready to close on this side. I'm ready to close. Um, I had met somebody, and at the time that I had met this person, um, I was getting out of a relationship, a couple months prior to that. And I met this person. She seemed like she was nurturing, and I wasn't 100% healed, but her conversation was good. And I told her about the situation, and she said, okay, I can work with that, so on and so forth. So my son is ironic that my son is out here and here. So I took my son, his buddy, and his buddy's sister. I took them out to get something to eat. I took them over to DC to get something to eat, and I put it on my Facebook. She saw the picture because my son's buddy's sister looked older. She thought that I was out with another woman. She entails, listen to me. She cussed me out, and I blocked her. I hung up on her and I blocked her. Listen to where I'm going at. She then, everything that I told her about my last relationship, she made a 3-part series talking about me on Facebook and Instagram, talking about how hurt I was, how devastated the relationship made me, how the girl that I was with, how she cheated on me. She did all of that because she was hurt. Yeah. Now they say that hurt people hurt people. I'm saying to you, broken people break people. And we have to be careful of the spirits that we entertain. I want to leave you with this. We talked about love today, and I'll continue this tomorrow. Real love, listen to me. Real love will never make you beg. Real love helps you to breathe again. Real love will never make you question. Real love becomes the answer. And so if you're out there and if you have not clicked that follow button, make sure that you're clicking that follow button. Make sure that you're clicking that like button, and make sure that you're sharing this. I'll be back tomorrow at about 8:15. I enjoyed all of y'all. Hopefully that you learned something from me today. Know that the things that I talk about, you can't Google, you can't chat GPT, and you can't YouTube it. It's authentic, but I give you the privilege to use it. Hopefully this blessed you. Hopefully you can take this and carry it. To my YouTube family, thank you. I enjoyed you. Hopefully you enjoy me. Until we see tomorrow, I love you. I'm Coach Cook. I'm your trusted name in life coaching. I see you tomorrow.